Hey y'all, welcome to Lovelish Talk That Talk Miah. I am your host, Jamiah Alexander, and today we have Shawanda. Let's Talk with Lenshaw Williams here to get an exclusive interview on my life.
Yes. We are going to dig deep, you guys. We are going to dig deep.
Oh my goodness. So, do you have anything that you want to say to the audience regarding yourself? Like, let them in on who is Shawanda. Let's talk with Lenshaw.
Well, again, guys, my name is Shawanda. Let's talk with Lenshaw Williams. And honestly, I am just excited to be here with Miah Love on today. And we're just going to dig in deep a little bit about myself. I'm the hometown girl who had the chance to be in the spotlight with Jamiah growing up. And we are here to get an exclusive. So thanks for having me on today, you guys. All right, so we're just gonna go ahead and jump in here. But first and foremost, enough about me. This is really about Jamiah. So we're just gonna jump in and the moment everybody has been waiting for. But we're just gonna start by letting us know who is Jamiah Alexander.
Yeah, such tough question, huh?
A little bit.
I'm just a person of love, hence the name Miah Love. So yeah, like I aspire to really be an agape lover. And
I'm with that.
Man, love covers a multitude of all, and that's what we need in this world.
Amen.
So that's who Jamiah is. Jamiah is a person of love, okay?
Amen.
No matter what
that.
titles I can ever hold, possessing love is the one that truly matters the most to me.
That is important. That's a key to have, to get through life is love. So I think the audience would agree that you're definitely filled with love there. Yes. Jamiah is this lovable individual, but we all know that, at some point there's different backgrounds we come from. Mm-hmm. There's different environments we're raised in. So kind of tell us a little bit about your environment.
Okay, well, I am one of 6 children maternally and one of 7 paternally.
Protected.
We got a whole gang,
That's a
y'all. The whole football team. Right?
I love it.
But I was raised in a single parent household with mom and siblings, and like most families, I think we can all agree, I come from a really dysfunctional family. Like, when I speak of the closeness of the family, as far as who I grew up in the house with,
right,
I would call us functional dysfunctional.
Okay. I get it, girl.
But as far as, everyone else on the outside of my household is fully dysfunction. I come from a divided family, and a family who likes to keep secrets. One who, believe in the old days, the back in the day,
what happens in this family stays in this family. Girl, okay, we've heard it all. Yes,
and just want to sweep everything under the rug when I just believe that it's time for things to come out. So
okay,
that's it. And economically wise, like, I come from a poor family. Mm-hmm. And, life wasn't always so bad being poor, because my mom fed us with, I would call, the most valuable assets. And that is respecting your elders, carrying yourself in a certain manner, regardless of the struggles that you face. It's just, hey, it wasn't the best, but I'm
grounded. You're grounded,
ratchet,
and that's
whatever
what's
you want to call
important.
it.
Yes.
Hey.
And what would you say about your father? The presence of your father.
Well, he was an absent father. I knew him, and he went to prison when I was about 5 years old.
Oh, wow.
And he did 7 years there. And
so there was a huge absence.
Yes, and I saw him twice.
Okay.
When he was incarcerated.
Okay.
Maybe heard his voice over the phone a few times, but it wasn't always good. I would be crying at his mom's, and he'd always be like, hey, you better be quiet before I come whoop your butt. So
oh, wow.
I'm like, oh, well, hey, wait to get that under control. It made me want to go home even more.
Right. Okay.
But
yes.
but although he was an absent father, I love my daddy dearly. So
of course.
We'll get into that.
I think girls, girls, we kind of tend to forever love our fathers, right? Mm-hmm. Regardless of what they do, regardless of what they say, we tend to find that way to just constantly want that love. Right. So yes, I totally understand. So what would you say about your upbringing? As far as your immediate household and your siblings, and give us a few of the secrets that your mom had with you guys growing up.
Well, starting with my mom, I would say my mom got pregnant at the age of 14, and she had her first child at 15, which is my oldest sister. So life kind of went fast for her. Mind you that my mom had 6 children. So 5 girls and 1 baby boy. And I am the second child.
Okay.
So when my mom got pregnant with me, my mom was forced to drop out of high school. So she dropped out of high school in the 11th grade. And life after that, being that I remember things from a very small child, I was probably about 3 years old, maybe 2 at my earliest memory. Seriously.
Oh, wow.
And I remember my mom living with her drug dealer boyfriends out on the West 2nd in shotgun houses, and just, she did the best that she knew how.
Of course.
There wasn't like love shown in my household. Tough love, like super duper.
Like I have to do this, and you guys have to do that. Share responsibility. Get it?
Yes. So when it came to her, buying us the necessary things, we had that. We never lacked with food and all of those things. But we had the best. We had quality clothes and shoes. Although, things were a little scarce, but we had that.
Things are tough, but we're gonna represent.
Period.
That's God's grace. I love it. That's God's grace.
Yeah. So, on the outside of that, like I struggled with an illness, sickle cell disease, and so did my mom.
Oh wow.
So, being in a house with a sick parent, and she had multiple children.
That was tough.
Like, your mom is not there. When her mom was not there for her to take up the slack, that made things 10 times harder on her.
Right.
So, but like I said, she did the best that she knew how. I remember back, when my mom would go to work and we had to go to a daycare.
Tissues, you guys.
No.
I'm telling you, it's gonna get good. Yes.
Like, we had to go to this daycare, and the daycare, I would call her the director. It was an in-house daycare, not a center. She had this niece that would come over, and probably as early as the age of 5, I became like sexually assaulted by females.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So
it's a sick world, you guys. I mean, we have to be careful about, where we take our children. And unfortunately, some parents, we just kind of, don't have that support system, and we're doing the best we can. And that happens a lot in the community,
Mm-hmm.
unfortunately, you know?
Yeah, and then there would also be times when, like I said, my mom um had sickle cell, so when she would be in the hospital and her friend,
Mm-hmm.
well, the neighbor, which is a family friend, would supposedly babysit us.
Mm.
Her
Wow.
daughter was also an abuser.
Oh,
So
and
it
you were
was
what age?
probably about 5 or 6 at the time, because
Wow.
I know we were still living in Magnolia apartments.
Mm.
So, oh yeah, let me put this out. Like I said, my family was poor, so we lived on Section 8 our entire life.
Many,
So,
many
you know,
families in this town, you know, as you get older,
mm,
you look back and you're like, okay, growing up, everybody had this, everybody had that. But when you look back on everyone's upbringing, you're like, wow, they were on Section 8,
right.
you know, they got food stamps. So, yeah, like many of the youth in our communities, there were some experiences there, but definitely finish.
Man,
You're
yeah.
uncovering quite a bit
Yeah,
there.
so yeah. And with mm,
It's okay. It's okay. You.
you know, when you undress
It's a
traumas.
lot. Yes, it's a lot.
I'm
And you were so
trying to.
young when those
Yes.
assaults were happening. No,
Yes.
family, friends, close neighbors. I mean, really, that's a lot. So take your time, girl. We're not. We are here for you.
So, you know, now it just make me think like, okay, mom always did what was best for children.
Mm-hmm.
So mom wouldn't go to work.
Mm.
And, you know, that was my protection.
Yeah.
Although the love wasn't I wouldn't say, well, physically shown or verbally spoken.
Right. Right.
You
That
know,
affection.
the affection
Yeah.
wasn't there. So it was, I'm sure in my heart, I felt like my mom loved me.
You
but
knew it, of
so
course.
it's just like, you know, okay, whatever. But yeah, that, and as far as me, I've always felt rejected.
Oh. Wow.
And yeah, growing up, I used to stay
The
to
ugly
myself.
duckling, right? Some of us
And
know
then-
about that.
And then, you know, people wouldn't probably think that, you know, you're the ugly duckling. My other siblings may felt as if, you know, they were
Right.
the ugly duckling. You know what I'm saying? But
Mhm.
the rejection was there. I was always told that I talked too much. And, you know, and I'm like, okay. So that did a lot of damage there.
You know, it's funny you mentioned that, because so many times I think when you come from a household that does not give a lot of affection,
Mhm.
you know, there's so much you keep inside, right?
Mhm.
And you're right. You felt like the ugly duckling, but I'm pretty sure your siblings at some point felt like the ugly duckling. So absolutely. Let me ask you this: that couldn't have been easy, right? You're in a house. Your family outside of your house is dysfunctional. Those who you're trusting, neighbors, daycares, those people are, you know, basically criminals. Someone you can't, you know, turn to. What were some of the things that you do to escape from that? Because that couldn't have been something that you wanted to be in every day. And a lot of children find those escape places, find those things to do. So what were some of those things for you?
You know, now I look at it as if, like, I wanted to go and just be out in the opening. Mm-hmm. And so some of the things that I did get into, I started playing sports.
Okay.
And I love to dance. But, you know, you would have a family member over there in the cut just pointing like, why is she dancing like that?
Judging.
Like, yeah, just super
Judging.
judgmental.
Right.
You know, and I'm like, you know, and then she'll make it her business. Hey, come keep it clean. And I'm like, how can you keep this dance clean?
Right.
You know, I'm over here. I'm feeling myself. So
right.
What? So
and thankfully,
say,
except for myself, but most of us, you know, us black girls got some moves. We're mobile, so it's kind of hard to keep that under control.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, like I said, dance and in my room alone a lot.
Okay.
in my room alone, just away from everyone. And like I said, sports, baseball. But this one time I began playing basketball, and the coach, like, she all of a sudden just up and left and moved to Jackson. She took her and her daughter and they left. So
wow.
that was just like, okay. So no more on that end. I didn't think to ask my mom to buy me a basketball because, hey, I know the circumstances.
Of course.
And why?
It's so funny as children, when you are raised like that, you pick up that I don't want to put more on my parents, right? You learn to become responsible so early. So, yeah, I can only imagine that there had to be a certain type of feeling you had when, okay, I'm dancing, I'm playing baseball, and now I'm playing basketball. And here's this woman and her daughter, who's taking time up, and you find love in that. You see that dependency upon people outside of your family, and then boom, they're gone.
Right.
How did that make you feel then?
Like, y'all, I was hurt. Real talk. Like, my heart just caved in. Because I'm like, bruh, I got these long legs, period. And
that looks good, by the way.
Thank you. And I'm like, it has to be something else that I can do. Like, I always wanted to be involved in things. And, it's crazy to say when your mom didn't have the funds, but you're always involved in something. So, yeah, a true, okay, look, two out both.
Yes.
But, yeah, like, yeah, so, but anyway.
If y'all missed that, those are blessings.
Okay.
And favor.
Yes.
Yes.
But definitely, I would say it was a feeling of abandonment. Like, it settled in, and I'm just like, oh, well, I'll just wait to go out and play baseball. Wasn't the best hitter, but I was the runner. I had the speed.
1, 2, 3 on me.
Hey, so playing with the boys, it was awesome because I was accepted there.
Yeah.
Like, I was accepted, and I guess that did a lot for me.
So let's kind of put a pin right there, right? I want to come back to the boys, but let's hit on abandonment because I want you guys to kind of hold on to that. That's going to be very important throughout the interview here. With the boys, why do you feel that you felt accepted? Like, what was it? Where when you started playing with the boys, where it just felt so.
I think it was just a safe haven.
Okay.
So it was like they didn't try to, touch on me or any of that. It was, okay, we cool over here, and all of the fun, the jokes, and they were much older than I was. They weren't younger boys.
And let's not forget this assault that happened when we're younger, that happened by women.
That really makes you think, right?
But we feel safe with the boys.
Unconsciously, though.
Yes.
And then the lack of having the father.
We're getting there. Y'all hang in with us. I'm telling you. Yes, girl. Yes.
Oh, my goodness. I need to sip more
with
water.
That, get some water because those are things that I believe we don't question often enough. We oftentimes look at, people's life stories, but we never analyze them. Like, we never actually sat back to say, okay, what was the reason? Because one thing my God has taught me is not the who, but it's the what. And if you can separate that, you can love somebody.
Okay.
So let's talk about just literally everything that you've gone through that got us to what is side chick savior?